This one is called The Irony of Life. This is the story of a warm-hearted man. For most of his life, he seemed a little lost, waiting for someone to find him, but he kept trying to brighten up other people's lives, no matter what. Isn't it ironic to think about a guy telling someone how much life has to offer and how grateful every single one of us should be to be blessed with this gift called life, while internally he's breaking apart, screaming, wishing for his head to be quieter because it's getting harder to handle all the darkness in his life with every single day. Isn't it ironic that this guy can tell everyone else how precious life is and that it's always worth it to keep fighting, to keep healing and getting better until the worst part is over and you can finally breathe again, while on some days he doesn't even know why or how he gets out of bed in the morning because life feels nothing but meaningless to him? And isn't it ironic that this guy still means every word he says? He always means it. He always believes in his words of encouragement. Life is the greatest gift. You got this. You are strong. You are worth it. Always keep fighting. You deserve to be happy. Better things are coming. Your past is over for a reason. And what others think about you doesn't define you. He never said any of these things without meaning it, and he would never. Still, while he tells everyone else these encouraging and empowering things, he's not able to tell himself. He believes in the positive, even if he can't feel it in certain moments. But even when he's not able to feel it, he knows how important it is to be reminded of these things. No one could ever hear it too often, and we all need to be reminded of how precious life is every now and then. And because he knows how hard it can be to remind yourself of these things, he keeps telling the people around him. He always tries to make sure that no one gets stuck on thoughts or feelings in the opposite direction, even when he is stuck exactly there. Lost in his mind, trying to calm down and to find meaning in his life again. But at least he knows that the hope is always there, even in the moments that he can't feel it. So when he can't tell himself how precious life is, because he's unable to feel it, he tells his loved ones. And sometimes, believe it or not, it helps him too. In these moments, saying, "You got this," feels like saying, "I got this" to him. Saying, "You are strong," feels like saying, "I am strong" to him. Saying, "You are worth it," feels like saying, "I am worth it" to him. And saying, "You deserve to be happy," feels like saying, "I deserve to be happy" to him. Eventually, when basically all he does is switching the pronouns to address someone else, because he knows how important it is to be reminded of how precious life is, but also how hard it can be to tell yourself, somehow he also finds a way to low-key remind himself of these things without directly addressing himself. What might sound smart and kind of easy actually is a lifelong challenge. Because how are others supposed to know that he's breaking on the inside when he's constantly spreading encouragement and joy? Unless he speaks up about his feelings, no one can tell. But he struggles with helping himself, and that includes seeking help from others. In conclusion, for most of his life, he's the one catching everyone around him or barely getting caught when he is falling. Others barely notice, so his inside continues to get darker and darker until someday he can't take it any longer. So he opens up. For the first time in his life, he speaks about how he truly feels and lets down his mask. Word by word, he gets more vulnerable until eventually his soul is laying in front of everyone, completely naked. No shield, no protection, no mask anymore. Nothing but his pure soul. And suddenly, he seems like a different person. Like he was entirely exchanged, like the previous version of himself just disappeared. Because suddenly, he is showing his true self. He stopped pretending and started living. Isn't it ironic that he is me? I'm very good at helping others, listening to their problems, trying to figure out difficult situations with them, putting thoughts into words when it's tough, and also sharing words of encouragement, motivation, hope, joy, and so much more. Depending on what exactly someone needs, as long as I can offer it, I will. There are many people who told me that I made a significant difference in their lives, that I changed certain things for them to the better, and some even told me that I saved them. Now, these reactions make me feel as impossible to put into words, but it fills my heart with so much positive energy to know that I am able to help others to overcome similar things to what I have gone through. And even though it can be a lot, and sometimes it really is, I don't ever want to stop. As long as I can, I will continue to offer my support. Because in the end, everyone deserves help. Yet I am very bad at helping myself. Dealing with my problems, trying to figure out difficult situations in my life, putting my thoughts into words when it's tough, and sharing words of encouragement, hope, and joy, all of this seems to be impossible for me on a lot of days. At the same time, it would not be a problem for me to tell someone else exactly what I would need to hear, what I would need to tell myself in that moment. It's always been easier for me to help others. And even though it can be a lot, I don't ever want to stop. As long as I can, I will continue to offer my support, because everyone deserves help. And yes, I know that the term everyone includes me too. And yes, I am aware that I do deserve help. But on a lot of days, I just can't offer myself the help that I need. So instead, I'm helping others, and while doing so, I'm low-key helping myself too. It's ironic, isn't it? Well, maybe it is, but I wouldn't want it any other way.